Alrighty. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Team Legacy call. It is Monday, November 30th, and we are all have our post-Thanksgiving bellies, hopefully not too bad. I certainly indulged myself. However, I don't think I overdid it. I think it was just perfect. So today I wanted to just go over, I don't have necessarily a pump up video for today. I think everybody's probably pumped up if they've heard the call this morning, the National Wake Up Call. If you didn't, make sure you listen to the replay. But I did want to go over a couple of things with it. So tomorrow is the release for Masters in Chisel. Actually, I'm starting off the complete wrong way. We're going to start off with recognition because it is the end of the month and we did not get through it last week because we had a super short call. So let's first start with everybody who's changing lives. We have Casey Lafesseur, I think that's how you say her name, Amanda Fertile, we'll say Amanda Fertile twice in her second business center, Christiana Carreño, Lindsay Kaufman, Carolyn Maddock, Marissa Hershkowitz, Jessica and Gregory, and Cindy Corwin, and Anthony Lucas, and Allie Cross, myself, and Megan Bogger. And those of you who have achieved Success Club 5 or 10, we have Megan Bogger at Success Club 6. We have Cindy Corwin at Success Club 10. Anthony Lucas, brand new to the team, hit Success Club 6 in his first month becoming a coach. Awesome job, Anthony. Allie Cross has hit Success Club 11. And this is her second month doing so awesome job, Allie. Gregory, Success Club 10, nice work. Jessica has hit Success Club 8, and I myself had hit Success Club 10 this month. So way to go, everybody. This, believe it or not, is one of the hardest months to go ahead and be able to, talk to people about health and fitness because they get so overwhelmed with the holidays. And it's just a fact. And so if you feel like your inspiring has slowed down, it's not that it's slowed down. People are listening. It's just that they're just not ready. Come the new year, all the conversations that you're having right now will make a huge impact. You know it will. So you should feel good about that. Keep talking to people and you'll make a difference. Okay, so let's see. Any questions before we get started? Comments? No. Okay. All right. So tomorrow is the release of the Masters Hammer and Chisel. Who's excited about this?
Woohoo!
Okay. So there's a couple of logistics of things that are going on. This is the first time Stacy and I are involved in a huge product release like this. Last year, we were around for the release of Insanity Max 30, and it wasn't, I don't think it was ramped up to be as big as this. So, and plus with all the 21-day fixers out there, this is going to be a really big deal, especially for coaches, okay? So there's a couple of logistic things that if you didn't listen to the wake-up call that were announced today, that I want to make sure you guys are all aware of. First thing I should ask, is everybody on this call? I think most of our team is on the East Coast. We might have some Central. I don't think we have any West Coast folks, but I'm going to give you the release times for the East Coast, okay? And then you can make your calculations from there. So the release time, okay, can you hear me okay? Am I still freezing? Okay, well, let's see how this goes. Can you hear me okay? Okay, so the release time for Hammer and Chisel Challenge Packs. So this is for your customers, available on the Coach mobile app, of course available on the Challenge Pack tab, is going to be 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you have challengers, this is the time you want to go ahead and walk them through getting their challenge packs. For you coaches who are interested in purchasing, the release time is going to be 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. So that's for base and deluxe kits. So the differences between the base and deluxe kits is really look at the two packages. The picture might be the same. Okay, don't look at the picture and say, oh, it comes with the containers or it comes with a band. Look at the actual description to decide on which kit you want to get. I know we have 2 sets of containers, so we may not need the deluxe kit, but I want to see everything that comes into it because, you know, an extra set of containers is always a great giveaway in a challenge group. So, well, I'll just see about that. But that is 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And please note that anytime there's this major release, their websites might be up and down, up and down. So if you have any difficulty in ordering, just don't be surprised. Just be patient, come back and order it again, you know, try again, okay? I've heard that they are prepared for this product release. You know, I know that there have been some warehouse shipping issues. Has anybody, you could just by a show of hands, has anybody been affected by the warehouse shipping? Okay, apparently they moved their warehouse. And they made this announcement I think it was on the 18th, that they were going to be experiencing some delays, but it wasn't going to affect coaches, I guess points and stuff like that, which, you know, quite frankly, you know, it's about the customer, right? It's about them getting their stuff on time. So I think customers had priority over coaches. So coaches, if your products were the ones that were delayed, that's why it was customers' orders were made a priority. But if you're having customer issues, help them maintain staying on top of that, okay? But I'm told, from what I heard and looked into this morning, because I wanted to make sure everything was going to be okay, is that they're prepared for this release, which means I guess they're all set up and squared away where they're going to be residing. So, you know, along with the Masters Hammer and Chisel, there is going to be a Beachbody Masters Challenge starting January 4th. And that's actually going to be the start date of our January challenge group. And along with our challenge groups in January, Stacy and I would like to run a focused Hammer and Chisel group if your challengers want to do Hammer and Chisel, great. You know, some of your challengers may not be there yet, but who've been coaches for a while, you know, you might be ready to kick it up a notch. We would like to run a focused group for the full duration of the program. And the reason why we want to do this as a small group is so that our group can go ahead and really, really, really just become knowledgeable, share our experiences, so that as people start asking us about this program, we have our own little group to go to. Beachbody is doing the same on a very large scale. They want all Beachbody coaches to participate in their master's program, which have at it. Do that too if you'd like to. I don't know how many challenge groups you want to post into, but there's big money in that challenge group. So you might want to do it for the incentive. But I definitely want to run a focused group. And if you have challengers who will be doing that program, of course, they are more than welcome in it. It's just, it will be a 60-day challenge group, okay? Because that's how long the program is. And the expectations, you know, are going to be just like the expectations in every challenge group. But I'm going to ramp them up a little bit for this program because I would really, really, really like to see everybody's results, okay? So, you know, every once in a while we're like, oh, blah, 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 we're going to hone down and try not, really not have cheat days where, I don't think there's alcohol in the program. We want to try and get the best results that we can, and we can do it for 60 days. What's the big deal, right? Drink water on the Super Bowl. But anyway, that's for January 4th. And we will have our other regular challenge group as well for people who are doing other programs. Okay. Let's see. We are coming to the end of the year. And of course, our next challenge group in December is give yourself the gift of health for the holidays. It'll start next Monday. But I also want you to encourage your challengers that you've had throughout the year, whether they are now coaches or they are just previous challengers and they're still on their journeys, to submit their results for the end year resolution. So even if they're starting this first challenge, it's just taking your before picture and your after picture and then submitting how Beachbody has changed you or changed your life or how it's impacted your life. It's a little storytelling for the year-end resolution. So encourage all of your folks, touch base with them. It's also a great way to reconnect and say, hey, how'd you do this year? And just encouraging them to participate. Beachbody does a great job with rewarding results, and you'd be surprised, it's not always, who's lost the most weight. Sometimes it's really the stories that people have to tell in their journeys. So I encourage everybody to do that. So going into the new year, I know I mentioned earlier, we may have had some struggles, we may have had some tribulations with, inspiring people to come on board. How do we feel about our habits? What's working for you? What's not working for you? I want to hear from you guys. I want to know, are you at a standstill? Are you still pumped up? Are you still kind of like on that up train? Are you on a down slope? What's going on? Anybody? Bueller.
I'm sore.
You're soaring.
I'm sore. Yeah.
You're sore.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
All right, you're sore. That's good.
That's pretty much it so far.
That means the programs are working for you.
Yeah, the diet stuff is kind of hard to stick to as well. So I gotta learn how to cook. So that's probably the hardest thing. I do enjoy using the containers though.
Let me tell you something, Anthony. You're going to make a lovely lady very happy one day if you know how to cook. So this is all good.
I'm learning a lot now.
Awesome.
Oh, and yeah, about before with the hammer and chisel. I'm skipping this month because I'm doing 21 Day Fix, the original one with my dad. But I'm really, I'm thinking for January I'd like to do the hammer and chisel, like the big one, like the big, like the sponsor, like the the strict hammer and chisel one. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay. So what do you mean by you're skipping this month?
Not skipping. I would do, I was probably going to be doing a different challenge, but I'm going to be doubling up. I'm going to be doing PiYo with my mom and 21 Day Fix with my dad.
Awesome.
So 21 in the morning at 5 and then PiYo in the evening.
Awesome. Okay, well, that's not really skipping. That's called doubling up.
Yeah. I'm doing more work than I said before.
That's awesome.
So I'm kind of one of the standstill people. I feel like I'm having tons of conversations and I'm getting challengers. But my challengers are not doing the challenge groups. Like they're all pumped up and they're ready to go. And then I would say my last 2 groups, all of my challengers have quit. And I'm just like I keep up with them and I try to keep them involved on the side and just keep checking in and making sure they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to sort of accept the fact that it's okay for people not to do the groups, but I'm like, what's going on? So I don't know if it's the fear of like some people just don't like posting. I get it, but I'll post with you privately. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't know what's happening. Like my 2 people this month, day 1 were like, nope, not for me. I'm like, okay. So,
okay.
and then I have someone that I'm
message them about like, what is it?
Yes, and I feel like it's just excuse after excuse. So I think it's just really that they weren't ready. And I'm talking to somebody right now on this call. I apologize, but
that's okay.
Who also is like, I'm in for the 21-day fix. I think it'd be great, but I don't think that I would check in a challenge group. So I don't know.
So what are do you know what their whys are? Do you know why they want to do it? Do they just want to lose weight or,
one of them, I think, just liked the idea. She had a couple pounds to lose, but she said, I only have 5 pounds. It's not a big deal, were her exact words to me. And I was like, it is a big deal because you've already lost 6 on your own. And now you've got this last 5. Like, but so I feel like they're just excuses. I don't know. So yeah, it's like I'm trying to, I don't know. I don't know where to go.
So revisit some of the objection lists to see how you can handle their objections. Sometimes, in a kind way, it takes a little bit of tough love.
Yeah.
It takes a little, and it's hard sometimes because, they just bought something from you and, and you can say to them, you're like, listen, I had no intentions of selling you a product. I am wholeheartedly here invested in you and your success in doing this. Why are you holding yourself back? Like just because it's a little silly selfie. Now I get it. It is a bridge for some people to cross. I have certainly had the same thing happen to me. And I certainly had someone participate for a month. They did it. They weren't happy about it.
Yeah.
And then they continued on their own for the last 6 and they're doing great. And you just check in with them every once in a while.
Yeah.
And not everybody will come around like that, and what you can do is just check with them every now and then. Maybe they don't want day-to-day accountability, but a month from now you can say, so how were your results? And, and if they got them, cool.
Awesome. Right.
If they didn't, why don't you just give this a try? It worked for me. I know it's uncomfortable, and just go from there. But sometimes it takes a little bit of tough love to say, are you really going to have that one little thing hold you back from your goal?
Right. Right. Yes.
Are you really going to do, I remember someone was sleeping on the couch because, I don't know, they got up early in the morning and didn't want to wake her. So he slept on the couch. And she's like, I can't work out in the living room when I come home because I'm going to wake him up. I'm like, so then work out in the bedroom.
Yeah.
But I might wake him up. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out.
Yeah.
You can only do so much, but
gotcha.
As you form these relationships with people, you want to be kind, but you should also be able to give them a little bit of tough love and say, hey, look, I'm not here to just sell you something. I'm a coach. That's what I do. You could have bought this off a TV.
Yeah.
But maybe that's all they want. Maybe that's all they wanted was a product, and that's okay.
Okay.
And that's okay.
Can I ask one quick question?
No.
The 21, okay, never mind. um, the 21-day fix is today. Today's the last day for the sale. Yeah.
We won't know till tomorrow. We'll find out. I know. I wish they released it. I didn't. Sometimes they send what's called the Diamond Insider. And Stacy, did you get that today? I
didn't actually. No.
Usually they send it the day before. Oh, I got it. Hold on.
It just depends what I tell this person right now.
It actually just came, so let's see.
That is so funny.
Isn't that funny? It came at
Yes.
7:30.
Thank you, Mr. Deichler, or whoever sends that.
Okay, well, the answer is
It's over.
it is. Yes. However, you realize it's only
$20.
$20 more.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
again,
I know
it's gonna be one of those things where is $20 going to hold people back from the goals that they want to achieve?
Right.
If they're really into it, the answer should be no.
Got it.
Okay, so yes, this month it's going to be the Masters Hammer and Chisel Challenge Pack, or with Shakeology, or this is good, or the Masters Hammer and Chisel with the Performance
Oh, cool.
Challenge Pack.
Cool.
Okay, so it's one or the other, and it's $160. Normally $180. I think that's
Shannon.
awesome.
Can you explain that a little bit further, Shannon?
Sure. The challenge pack? Oh, what
Yeah.
a performance pack is?
Yes, please.
Okay, so a challenge pack is anything challenge pack is where your Shakeology comes with the program. Okay?
Yep.
So you get both Shakeology and the program. Shakeology is normally $130. For an extra $50, you get your or an extra $40, you get your program as well. If,
Okay.
for example, if they were to buy it separately, I just had a challenger do this. She bought 21-day fix, extreme, and she bought Shakeology. It was $212. What is it normally? $160. This
Right.
month it was on sale, no big deal. She called up and said, please convert me to a challenge pack. She got that $60 or whatever it was, $50 back. So,
Wow.
and it was very simple. So that is why you want to always advise people get their challenge packs, even if it's always worth trying Shakeology for a month. They can always cancel it. It's still always the most affordable option. Okay. And then, of course, the performance pack. Sorry, I don't mean to not be like prepared, but I literally just got this. I want to see what's in the performance pack. I don't think, but I could be wrong, that it's all of the 5 products, but
I think it's everything left the creatine is my guess. But
okay, let's see. It says I see lots of pictures and results of people. Honey, I think you're right. I'm gonna have.
Comes.
You found it?
No, sorry, not me.
Oh, okay. Just give me 1 second. I'm sorry to be like. Yeah, I don't. It's gonna take me a second to search this.
hang on, I'm just looking on. You can continue. I'm just looking on the website.
Okay, that'd be great. That'd be great, Stace, if you can look up those details. Okay, so so Masters Hammer and Chisel is what's on sale this month. Okay, let's see. I actually think that a lot of coaches will be doing it. Come the new year. And then as people finish their 21-day fix and 21-day fix extreme, I think we'll see an increase of these challenge packs later. That's just my prediction, for like our customers and our challengers or even new coaches, because, everybody starts their journey and they're not going to start with, it's not that it's the most intense program. Did everybody get to listen in on the call? I thought I would recap a couple of those things. So, it is an intense program, and it's expected that people who are doing this program have a baseline, of course, of fitness. They don't have to be bodybuilders. They don't have to be, crazy and buff. That's not what actually Hammer and Chisel states. They say that you should have some level of fitness and some experience with weights. For someone who has only done T25 and has never done the 21-day fix or the 21-day fix extreme that has some weight training, might have a little bit of a difficult time. So that was kind of the analogy they gave. But that should also tell them that that's where their baseline of weights is going to begin. It should always, if someone has never done weights before, they should always start with the lowest, because the program is not so much about time, like how, for 60 seconds you do a move and 30 seconds you do a move. It's more based on reps with that weight, and you're going to keep track of it, a little bit like the P90X, where you then over time can increase. Okay. But the basis of this, and this is kind of important to know, because people who are going to be interested in this are going to be gym goers, I hope. Or maybe even personal trainers should now feel comfortable and happy that there's a really great program out there like this. But there's a philosophy called the SSP training. And SSP stands for stabilization, strength, and power. And in that, what makes it separate from any other weightlifting program is that there's also agility that is figured in with that. And that's a lot of what Autumn does, is a lot of this agility training, where Sagi does what's called powerlifting. So they added a lot of input that, it's very helpful to be using the performance line with this. It's very helpful, of course, to be drinking your Shakeology. But when it comes to the nutrition plan, what's different than the 21-day fix is that there's going to be 3 different levels of a nutrition plan with container amounts. So does someone want to lose weight, then they'll and chisel, lose weight and tone, or do they want to maintain weight and chisel? Okay. And then of course there's going to be a population, probably mostly guys, but not only guys, because sometimes there are these super skinny women who do want a little bit more body mass, where they can gain weight but also gain muscle mass. Okay, so there's going to be 3 different nutrition components to all of this, and I think that's going to be a great value to people. And then there's some equipment involved. Is everybody aware of the equipment list that is involved? So it's good to have a variety of weights. However, it's highly recommended that you have a bench to perform these, a lot of the exercises on. It's recommended that you have a pull-up bar. Now, if you're like me, I can't do pull-ups, guys. It has to do with this whole neck injury thing. I actually have tried them and I can do them, but they hurt me. So I will not be doing pull-ups, but I will be using resistance band and just doing them, the other way. And that is also a recommendation. So if you need, there will be other exercises with resistance bands as well.
Hey, quick question.
Yeah.
Sorry. So my challenger had bought the P90X3 challenge pack, and in it, he said he had received like a small piece of cloth. And when I got it, did somebody know what that is? Because when he received it, I had no idea what he was talking about. Because when I got it, I got the original, the P90X3 way before the challenge pack a long time ago. And he said he got like a piece of cloth. My thoughts was that it was like some kind of connector for pull-ups, like to put into a door jamb. But I don't know if any other challenge packs may have come with that. It kind of seemed weird to me.
Was it like a washcloth?
No, it was like a bag strap. So it was like just a piece of nylon, like a strap, but it didn't have any notches in it, so it wouldn't have been like something that you would close the door in on and you would use for resistance pulling, like you would tie a band through it. That's what I thought it was, but it's apparently just a piece of cloth. And I was like, I don't have no idea what you would use that for.
I have to look. Go ahead, Lindsay.
When I worked with a trainer, now this was somebody else working with me, I used kind of like a piece of cloth as resistance, but he was holding it.
Okay.
I don't know, but that's the only thing I could think of.
All right.
I'd have to look in the list of things that are supposed to come. Yeah, I'd have to look on that program.
I was like, oh, piece of cloth. And he's asking me what he's supposed to use it for. And I'm like, bring it in. Let me see it. Because I may know once I see it, because I didn't know if he fully explained it to me. Because it's something weird. I don't know.
Well, I guess the thing is that if he's going to use it, I'm sure Tony's going to explain, go get your piece of cloth.
No, I've done 3. And if there's cloth workouts, I missed that DVD. Yeah. But that was my question, because it was just when you were talking about equipment, I was thinking, well, yeah, I heard for hammer and chisel I need a bench, and I'm like, I can't imagine a giant bench in my back door. So it's like you can order that from the Beachbody website, I presume, right? They have their own bench that you can get there.
They do. Yeah,
I'm sure that's incredible shipping.
Yeah, but you can also get them at Target and
Yeah.
What you get them. So, and the resistance bands, the pink or red, however you describe it, that's the resistance that they're looking for. And so women, if you're curious to know about the dumbbell size that you should be using, the recommendation is 5 to 25 pounds. Okay, so if you are just getting started, 5 pounds is a great place to begin. And guys, it's 10 pounds to 50 pounds. It is not necessary, they really, really stress that just because Sagi is, the beast, doesn't mean that you're going to be using, 60, 80 pound weights. There's, you don't need that for the program. So,
can I get his accent?
You could work on it. I'm sure you'll learn it.
That's what I'm working for.
The only product that's not recommended for women, and Autumn stresses this a lot because, again, it has to do with bulk. But again, it depends on what your goals are. There are certainly, like I said, very, very thin toothpick women, but the creatine is going to add substantial body mass to you. And so that's not something recommended for the women to take unless, again, that's something they should discuss with, not that it's a medical, like for any medical reason, but I could think of some women that I know who would probably benefit from it, looks wise, because they're so incredibly thin. But if body mass is not your goal, don't even bother buying it. Okay. Okay. So, and everybody should be, all the women should feel comfortable with the term powerlifting. Autumn really stressed that. That powerlifting is not just for men, it's for women too. And they really encourage spouses to do this program together. They really stress that. I'm not sure why. Maybe.
Can I ask a question really quickly about that?
Sure. About the spouses working out together?
Yes. And if I was brave enough, I would bring him in here, but he's watching a television show and he's very engrossed, and so I'm not going to bother him. But what is a tactic for getting your spouse who is not typically an exercise guru? What are some ideas that any of you have as far as getting somebody, like what workout should I use to introduce him to, or just something to just start off with? I don't want to necessarily get him to commit to a program, but if I want to use him as, a coach possibly, I want him to get involved, but I want to make sure that he's involved with something that he's. So, what's a good through line to get a spouse interested that is not necessarily into fitness? Go.
I love it. There's many start. I guess the first program that comes to mind is. Well, I got a question first. Is he scared?
Yeah.
Of like failing, like not being able to do something?
If you ask me, I think it's the commitment of the everyday.
Okay.
Because that's intimidating. Most people it's every day.
Sure.
It's every freaking day.
Okay.
And so
but if he's never worked out, right?
No, he has. He has.
Well,
for sure.
What happens is they try it, right? Try something and go with, start out with 3 days,
Yeah.
It's going to be up to him. He's going to either baby himself or not. Does he have a goal? But putting a program, you can't make someone work out.
Right.
I think that, first of all, let him pick the program. Let him pick it. Because if he picks it, it's not something you're giving him to do. Right?
Okay.
It's kind of like he makes the decision. So give him like a couple of videos of a couple of different programs that are available and say, do you want to start out here, here, here? And let him pick.
Okay.
I think that's the same as your challengers, right? Anybody
Yeah, absolutely.
Put on that? Like, you're muted, honey.
Yep. Go ahead, Anthony. Tell me.
One second. I'll let Stacy go.
I was going to say T25 is 5 days a week. The only one that I know of that's a true 7-day is 21 Day Fix Extreme. And I'm pretty sure P90X3 had a recovery, optional 7th day, which was a stretch or a yoga day, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so Stacy, if I want to try and get him to do 3 days a week, let's say, and I want to do that workout with him, because we've never worked out together.
Right.
We're not Shannon and Stacy yet.
Oh, we never used to work out together.
We're getting there.
This is new.
We're getting there. We're getting there. That's our goal. But as far as introduction to, like mom and dad. Go ahead.
I did P90X a long time ago, but my first challenge group workout was PiYo. So I mean,
really?
I didn't really care about what I was doing. You know what I mean? I was looking at.
Wow.
He didn't let me watch.
I knew that I wanted to change, so I was recommended to do PiYo. I think it might have been because it was on sale that month, but whatever. I still did it. It sounded good.
It was way out of his comfort zone.
Yeah.
But
My husband is not going to do PiYo. I'm going to tell you right now.
Hey, there are some good workouts in there. I mean, like Drench and Sweat.
Of course there are, but I'm saying, I'm telling you, he's not going to do it.
Again, for me, I never wanted that big, saggy body anyways, So PiYo I thought was, good for what I wanted.
Okay. All right.
Well, today I did 21 Fix, the bonus DVD, the Extreme of the Fix Challenge. Like,
Oh,
yeah. So we all know if you've done it. So my dad actually tagged along and he did it with me today. And no, he didn't go through the entire thing. He did about 12 minutes of it until he was like, "This is brutal," and he couldn't stay. So, but his fitness level is average. He is a logger, so I mean, he's got great upper body strength. But he's got great average man strength. So, but when it comes to doing like extreme workouts, it's way too tough for him to even get down to a push-up and do one. Like, I mean, he can do push-ups, but it's too much for expanding out his chest and using his shoulders. So we did the Fix Challenge today together, and I got to see what it would be like working out with him. Even though it was the extreme one, I think there's great potential with him. But what I was going to say to the point with how you feel with working out with your husband, he was so skeptical, my dad, when it was 7 days. He was like, he's like, that's not going to work. He's like, I feel sore right now and I'm in 10 minutes of this. So he's like, how am I going to feel every 7 days? But there's that inability to be able to do the moves, which keeps them, which, you know, it ultimately in the beginning defeats them to want to continue doing the workout. So like, it's when I first started doing P90X 5 years ago, the original one, I couldn't do any of it, but I knew that there was a goal at the end. And it's so hard in the beginning to realize that, you know, you can see those success stories and you're like, wow, they did such a good job. And it's like, how am I ever going to get there? So it was like 5 years later now. And it's like, if I would have never stuck to it, then you don't have the results at the end. So it's like, and then when I started doing 3, it was 30 minutes. It was quicker. And, you know, and because I was a graduate from P90X. So that's the original, that's like the way you work up. So these 30-minute workouts are designed to be quick and tough.
yeah.
Graduate level. So it's like I had my dad do an extreme today, and of course he can't stay in it because it's the graduate level one. But like I got 21 Day Fix, the original, so I'm hoping that's something he can stick with. But it's so yeah. But I mean, he's strong. Like he can do these. He's got the strength behind it. It's not like he has a bunch of weight on top of him. That's what I'm trying to prevent. So when he gets older, he's 55 now, so that when he gets older. You know, the main thing about what I'm working my family towards is nutrition.
Yeah.
And I think Shakeology, my dad loves Shakeology so far. I got Greenberry, and if he likes Greenberry, he's going to like anything, in my opinion. Because Greenberry was so tough. And the first bottle, I was like, I'm just going to try to promote this the best I can because, I have to mix this with a ton of stuff to just it's not because it's not palatable. It's good. It's just, there's chocolate.
It's not chocolate.
There's vanilla. It's like, what did I do? Why did I pick? Just start out with, if I was waiting like a few weeks later, I'd probably pick Greenberry again, but I'm getting vegan chocolate next and I'm probably just going to stick for that for a while. But that was it. So, I mean, sticking to somebody to it that's never worked out before, it is tough. Imagine it's the defeat of 5 years of doing it in the basement alone. And then now it's like my parents are like, why are you starting now to bring us into it? And it's kind of like becoming a coach is, I want to help them out now, but I understand it better. So I think with better understanding that they want to take part in it now too. So I think that's what they're seeing. And with me instructing, I'm out of the house a lot and working and instructing. And then I come home to do a workout in the basement and they're just like, how is your body not shot? And I'm like, well, this is how, this is the lifestyle I want to live because I like doing it. This is the stuff that's fun for me. So it's like they don't want to be the fitness freaks that go like running as soon as they get home from work. But, when it comes time they just want to, not feel sluggish, not have energy and feel good inside and out. They're not looking to get huge or like the hammer and the chisel. They're not looking for those bodies. They're just looking for, they're older now. So like they just want to feel good.
Feel good. Yeah. Can I add one thing about this question about, I think about when you go to a gym, right? Why are 90% of the classes filled with women and not men? I actually think it's just a man and a woman thing where, 10% of spouses or men in general like that community, feeling of working out. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but that's just, sort of my, 30,000-foot view of things.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking that Allie asked the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was Allie.
Maybe start with the nutrition part. You know what I mean? Like say, hey, let's alternate. That's what I sort of did last year was, alternate with you two cooking.
Yeah.
And then maybe, okay, he'll get into that, or maybe he won't. But start slow. Let's just take baby steps at a time in terms of trying to. Don't expect the world in overnight.
No, I actually need to win this month or this week. Lindsay and Christiana have put the prize for our challenge group this week is a Fixate cookbook, and I want to win it so bad because Jeff, my husband, is the chef of the family. Like I don't cook. Cool. Yeah. He cooks. And so I want to win that for him because I think that would make a huge difference. So yeah, you're right. I think it's a matter of nutrition. It's in the kitchen, period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, like we said already, 3 days a week, every other day, say, we are working out together Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You said you want to do 7, let's try 3. And then 3.
I like it.
And move to 4. I wouldn't force it. You know what I mean? Just let it naturally sort of.
And the first program Stacy and I did together was the 21 Day Fix Extreme.
I think that's the way to go. I think you're right.
But we both did for 6 months. We did different programs because we had different goals. Like Stacy started out with PIO, and I was like, "What are you doing, PIO?" I mean, that's cool, but I like things that are gonna I don't know. I needed to get my crazy out at the time, so I started with T25, and Stacy was like, "All right, well, I needed something 5 days a week, 25 minutes a day," and that's why I did that one. And then I did PIO after that, because so it's just and eventually you work up to a level, and I also think it's a level of confidence in front to be able to work out in front of your spouse, right? Same thing, Anthony, this goes for you too, with your dad working out with you. He's probably trying also to keep up with you. Realize that every move can be modified. If you can't make it through the 30 minutes, it's probably because you're going too hard. You probably need to be modifying some more things, because these programs are meant for you to you should be able to go through 25 to 30 minutes. But if you're killing it and you haven't worked out in a while, I remember the first time I did T25, high knees, forget it.
Yeah.
The next day, I couldn't even walk. It was awful.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing.
It was, and I was just like, well, clearly it's working. This sucks. I was like, it can only get better, and it's remember that when you start working out with your spouse, there's some level, or a partner of some point, there's always going to be some level of an impression or a nervousness. That spouse, it can become a really great thing. That partner can eventually push you to do better. But if you're at different levels to begin with, they have to build a certain confidence. Okay, so make sure that whatever program it is that partner is vested in, and that they chose it and it was up to them. Okay. All right, anything else? I did want to tell you, I don't know if you guys have heard this, every challenge pack that's sold in the month of December is $5 is going to be donated towards the Upward Bound Housing Organization. I posted that in our challenge group. Upward Bound Housing is an organization for single moms with, I think, 2 or more children. So the goal is to house at least 100 families in the month of December.
It's every challenge pack? Is that what you said?
Every master's.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that's what I thought too.
Yeah, every master's hammer and chisel challenge pack, $5 will be donated to the Upward Bound Housing. Okay. So that is all that I have to share. Great conversation tonight. I have one announcement to make next week. Okay. Very, very big call. Okay. Make sure all of your coaches are on this call. We are going to be having our second guest speaker. His name is Mike Mullally. Stacy met him at the Dallas men's event last year. And he is going to be, he's the lead cast member in the new program, 22-Minute Hardcore with Tony Horton. And
Yes.
He is, he's also a 2-star diamond in his first business center and a 1-star diamond in his second. He's a Success Club 10 legend. So what that means is he has hit Success Club 10 consistently every year that he has been with Beachbody. And he is a 20-year Army veteran that has served 2 combat tours to Iraq. Everybody who's participated in this program, I believe, is a veteran. And so he's going to be on our call next week, December 7th. So please share this excitement with your coaches and your team. And we're going to have a call with him actually tomorrow night about what exactly he's going to speak to us about. He asked us originally if we just wanted him, us to, him to share what the program was all about. And I said, well, I actually think they're probably going to have a lot of questions about that. So you'll be talking about it anyway. So what he'll actually be sharing with us will probably be some more business building type of things. What has helped him in his business. And come on, guys, especially as a man, Stacy has said to me many times that, it's not an excuse. There are more women in Beachbody than there are men. Period. And why is that? And so he's going to share with him his experience as building the business, and we'll get that topic out specific to the team sometime this week after we have that call with him tomorrow night. But I think this is really exciting. Thanks, Stacy, for
Heck yeah.
Meeting him when you went out to that men's event. Again, live events are awesome. It's a great way to network and meet other people and other coaches and see how they're growing their businesses. You get ideas from people, and everybody does things a little bit uniquely. So that's the whole point of having someone else on our call. Okay, so that'll be next Monday. Mark it on your calendars. Any last takeaways from anyone before we close?
Well, just what you mentioned before, it's not coming back to anything, but the next Super, is it a Sunday or Saturday, or when is that occurring?
Super Sunday is going to be January 10th in Charlottesville at the same location. And Super Saturday is going to be January 9th, and that is in DC, actually Springfield, Virginia. And I know many of us are going to go to that event as well as the one in Charlottesville, because Carl Deichler, the CEO of Beachbody, is going to be there.
Yeah.
So, we will be going up to DC probably Friday night, going to that event, coming back to Charlottesville, and then having an awesome. Oh, thanks for bringing this up, actually, Anthony. The theme in DC is your team. Okay. So we have team shirts that are already made for Team Legacy. If you guys want the website, it's in the coaches page under the files tab. Otherwise, we can post it again. There are t-shirts that are like wicking material. There's also T-back tank tops with the Team Legacy logo, and they say coach on them. You can get them right off that website. Okay. It's in the files tab, but I'll see about posting it again. So Team Legacy is on the map, and we can show up and represent. And the theme for our event on January 10th for Super Sunday is Fire and Ice. Be creative. I know Stacy threw out there the Blades of Glory.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Oh, man, that's exactly
Dating
what I was thinking.
outfits. I'm not sure. We'll see. Maybe maybe Dr. G and Stacy will want to show up as Fire and Ice. That'd be really cool. I'm just saying. But yeah, so be creative. Blue eyelashes, red hair, go for it. Unitards from the 80s, I don't know.
I've got blue glasses. That's as far as I'm going to go.
I'm sure you have some blue shorts too.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. No body modifications though.
It's meant to be fun. So, and you could bring guests. It's $5 for guests. I think tickets are now up to $20 on the website, and it'll be $20 at the door as well. So, okay. That's it. No questions? No more?
Oh, I thought I needed for the Saturday and the Sunday. What is it cost at the door? Are there tickets that to purchase online or?
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and send you the link for that.
Okay.
So that you could always get tickets at the door, but we'll go ahead and send you the link. So that if you want to pre-buy them, you can. I think VIP tickets are already sold out, and we didn't get a VIP ticket, but because it was by the time we got our tickets, it was sold out already. But alrighty. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks so much for hopping on, and have a great night. And don't forget, tomorrow, 3:30, right? 3:30. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.